It is Wednesday, March 11, 2020. Last I checked, I'm still Yael Levi, and these are the Cryptosphere's top stories for today. The Ethereum community is being urged to get tested for coronavirus after a founder who attended conferences in Europe fell sick. After a month offline, IOTA relaunches its platform. We speak to the company's co-founder. And later, amid financial turmoil, Bitcoin's price is holding steady. But what are its prospects going forward? Now, members of the Ethereum community who attended conferences in London and Paris over the last week are being urged to get tested for coronavirus after the co-founder of the decentralized login service provider Sirin Labs, Zhenyu Yang, tweeted that he had been diagnosed with the disease. Yang, also known simply as Zen, is keeping true to his name and in a series of tweets calmly urged people who may have been in contact with him during the East London Hackathon or the Ethereum Community Conference in Paris to take, to quote him, extra precautions and or get tested. The conferences during the last week of February are the first, and the first week of March, were reportedly attended by hundreds of participants despite widespread fear already of the virus. Many other conferences have been canceled, most notably Austin's South by Southwest and Google's I/O Developer Conferences. And in the blockchain space, the widely anticipated Bitcoin 2020 event was postponed to Q3, so to speak, as was DC Blockchain Summit 2020 that was supposed to start today. Now, we are joined by Ethan Pierce, director of the Paris-based Crypto Assets Institute. You attended the Paris event. You actually held a series of some fabulous interviews for us with the likes of Joe Lubin. Now, it only took it only took a few days for all of this to spread out and all these things to be canceled. I'm asking you to begin with, Ethan, were you contacted by the conference organizers in the last 24 hours to advise you to go get tested?
No, I haven't had any contact yet from them. I'm not sure, what they've been notified with and how that works. The message spread pretty quickly through people. So I think most people have heard that this might have happened. So I think we're all just kind of waiting to hear kind of what's next.
I mean, of course, I'm going to start the second question with A, how are you feeling? 2, will you go get tested yourself at the end of the day? You are in France. Are you planning on doing that?
So, I feel fine. And the reality is, I think in a city like Paris and any of these large cities, you're running across people who are infected all day long. Not to be alarmist about it, but just a simple fact of population density. I think that this is, that's already happening. I think that's why the urging to be calm and to do things like wash your hands and be attentive to just personal hygiene matters so much. I actually called the hotline number to ask, and even though I'd been at a conference, the fact that I did not have personal contact with the person, also everybody was doing the elbow bumps, and I didn't stay for any of the social or food or anything like that, so I kind of was already paying attention. They told me that if I was asymptomatic and I did not have personal contact, so the second degree stuff, it matters, but how many of us are actually second degree from something anyways at this point? So for now it's fine, but if I have any symptoms, then the great thing about being in a place like France is I can go get tested. It's not going to cost me anything. If I need medical care, that's not going to cost me hardly anything either. So there is no block there for getting for follow-up on this.
Entirely. Ethan Pierce joining us from Paris. Thank you so much, and needless to say, do stay healthy.
I will. Thanks.
Now, it only took a month, but as of this week, the IOTA network is back online. Now, the network relaunched yesterday following the February 12th attack on the platform's Trinity Wallet software. And although it was shut down on the day of the hack to prevent further security breaches, 8.55 million IOTAs, that's the foundation's coin, valued at approximately $2 million, was stolen from 50 users of the digital asset wallet. After an initial assessment, the foundation claimed that the desktop version of Trinity Wallet was found to be vulnerable when hackers gained access to pirate wallet keys. The cause of the attack was attributed to MoonPay, a service that allows users to purchase IOTA directly. And after coming back online this week, Dominic Scheiner, co-founder of IOTA, spoke with BLOCKTV News today to address the foundation's decision for a month-long shutdown and their plans for the future.
So I think first thing first, we have to own our mistakes here because we were not making sure that the security of the wallet is of utmost importance, is the first thing that we prioritize out of everything, because we simply we came into this with too many assumptions, and we've neglected some of those checks and balances that should have been in place. And that is actually also why we've made this conscious decision to actually refund some of those, or most, or all of the victims that were affected by this hack. And obviously, when it comes to how we have operated out of this, I think that is what most of the people will actually remember. Because I think, and I'm very proud of how the IOTA Foundation has actually reacted from this, and how transparently we've communicated to the community what has been going on.
Right.
And also how we are fixing this, and obviously that we are owning up to our mistakes.
Bitcoin reclaimed the $8,000 mark very briefly yesterday after a dramatic fall to a 2-month low on Monday. That's when the rest of the world's markets crashed. At the time of this taping, it is still trading sideways in and around that mark. Now, most analysts and cryptocurrency enthusiasts expected Bitcoin to go up in such a panicked environment, and needless to say, the narrative battle is at its peak in the sphere. Here's BLOCKTV's Usher Westrop Evans with the recent market predictions.
There is no shortage of opinions on why Bitcoin and crypto markets as a whole have seen significant pullbacks in the last few weeks. And the question of where we're headed from here is really still up in the air. Tying the fate of Bitcoin squarely to equity movements and other fundamentals, we have the likes of Bill Herman, CEO of Wilshire Phoenix, who says, in times of extreme volatility, which is often followed by panic, most retail investors, whether it's Bitcoin or in equities, sell first and ask questions later. Investors needed to raise cash and quickly, so everything was sold. I think that once the dust settles, Bitcoin and some other assets will be on sale. But coronavirus isn't the only thing weighing on the digital asset space. Crypto YouTuber DataDash said he thinks the Plus token ordeal is the reason for Bitcoin's decline over the last few days, saying that it might be the time where they're finally looking to liquidate, laundering it, and eventually exiting out to cash. However, there is another school of thought which is focused on the halving event as the major market driver. The stock-to-flow multiple, a trading model originally posted in March 2019 by a crypto enthusiast who goes by the name of Plan B. This model suggests that the #1 cryptocurrency is set to climb to fresh all-time highs after the upcoming halving event in May, as Bitcoin's scarcity is put on par with gold.
Now, a report published by the Better Business Bureau says that cryptocurrency-related scams are constantly growing, becoming the second most risky of the 2019 scams amongst North Americans. BLOCKTV's crime and hack reporter Yona Hochhauser is here with me and with the details. And Yona, with statistics as such, I mean, first of all, what statistics does this research provide? What does it claim?
Right, so the Better Business Bureau, which is in charge of protecting consumers and rating businesses for how trustworthy they can be. So they came out with their 2019 scam report. Now, #1 was employment scams, but #2 was our good old friendly cryptocurrencies. And pretty much the details here, it included a wide range of cryptocurrency scams, whether it be SIM swapping, ICO scams, paying with cryptocurrencies and not receiving your product, as well as buying fake cryptocurrency. So it was a very wide-ranging definition,
right,
but anything to do with cryptocurrencies, whether it be crime-related or not. That's what's connected. Now, in terms of the numbers, according to the risk index, it had a 93.8, which sounds very high, but I'm not sure how. It's definitely not at 100. The employment scam had 153, so it's a 93.8, whatever that may be. 0.7% exposure. That's 0.7% of Americans have been exposed to a cryptocurrency scam in the past year. 68.5% are susceptible to cryptocurrency scams, which is a very high number. Lastly, the median number of money stolen through a cryptocurrency scam, $3,000. Now, this idea that cryptocurrencies are, in the eyes of the government, used exclusively or predominantly by criminals, that is widespread in the government, that's widespread in mainstream media as well. Over earlier in the week, CNBC had on Dan Weiner, who actually spoke about why he personally doesn't deal with cryptocurrencies.
Let's have a listen.
At the commission level.
Dan, is this all a lot of hooey to you?
More important is blockchain technology, right? How businesses are using blockchain. I mean, Bitcoin or any of these other coins are just a manifestation of a technology. Whether we care about it, do you use Venmo? I mean, people use Venmo right now. They can move their money around. It's not that big a deal. Do we really need Bitcoin? I'm not a drug dealer. I'm not worried about moving money.
You're saying the world's got it already. We already have effective
We have
way to move money.
many ways to move money around. I don't know that we need to be able to hide ourselves.
When I was in college, I
identities.
was looking for that envelope from my mom to come in the mail. Now my son, who's in college, is a freshman. It's a Zelle.
Sirin Labs is expanding its activity to cybersecurity that will provide services for governments and enterprises. After launching its blockchain phone, Finny, last year, the Israeli-based company announced that it is opening a new subsidiary, Sirin Cyber. The new division is the result of a merger with another Israeli company and will be headed by Israel's former police commissioner. Sirin Cyber will focus on Sirin Labs, and it is controlled by Moshe Chogeg, owner of the Beitar Jerusalem Football Club and founding partner of venture capital fund Singularity, which is also the main backer of BLOCKTV. Commenting on the founding of the subsidiary, Sirin Labs managing partner Rakishev stated, "We set a goal for ourselves to use the capabilities and know-how that we have developed and acquired over the years in the information security sector, together with the extensive experience of our senior partners from the law enforcement system in Israel, to take Sirin a step further and develop new technologies with the aim of becoming a leading player in the cybersecurity." And it's time for Troll of the Day, and who better to do it than our very own Zachy Hennessy.
Hi, El. So friend of the show, Brecky Von Bitcoin tweets, "What are the odds Satoshi has coronavirus right now? What are the odds of he, she, /them, /alien contracting it within a week?" Now, Brecky, I'm disappointed in you. Why would you ask a statistics-based question where one variable is unknown or otherwise obscured? It's questions like these that are what's wrong with folks on crypto Twitter, always analyzing and contemplating and speculating and gesticulating and aspirating and debating the most meaningless topics instead of what's really important, like bringing Bitcoin to the masses and saving the world economy. That said, 3 weeks max. That's when birds are going to get it, and then we're all fucked.
Okay. Zachy, my God. Yeah, whatever you said. And that was Around the Block for today. Thank you for watching. For more blockchain, tech, and cryptocurrency news before the birds get coronavirus, visit us at blocktv.com. Yeah, we are.
Watch us on Amazon Fire TV and Roku.